Saint Pius of Pietrelcina, Padre Pio, a humble friar who prayed, suffered, and loved. This reflection is prepared by Father Aube Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. Saint Pius of Pietrelcina, lovingly known to the world as Padre Pio, was born on May 25, 1887, in the small rural town of Pietrelcina in southern Italy. He was baptized Francesco Forgione, the son of simple but devout parents, Grazio and Maria Giuseppa Forgione. His family was poor, but their Catholic faith was rich and deep. From a very early age, Francesco displayed an unusual piety. As a little boy, he had visions of Jesus, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and his guardian angel, experiences that would accompany him throughout his life. At the age of 15, Francesco entered the Capuchin Franciscan Friary of Morcone and took the religious name Pius. After Pope St. Pius V, he was ordained a priest on August 10, 1910, at the age of 23. From that time on, he came to be known as Padre Pio. His life as a priest was marked not only by deep prayer, charity, and humility, but also by extraordinary mystical gifts, which brought him both suffering and fame. One of the most striking aspects of Padre Pio's life was the stigmata, the wounds of Christ, which appeared on his body in 1918 while he was praying before a crucifix after Mass. These wounds remained visible for 50 years, until shortly before his death. Doctors examined him, skeptics doubted, and the Church cautiously investigated, but the wounds defied medical explanation. To Padre Pio, however, the stigmata were not a source of pride but of great pain and humiliation. He would often say, "I am only a poor friar who prays." He desired not attention but only union with Christ crucified. Padre Pio became a renowned confessor, spending sometimes 10 to 12 hours a day in the confessional. Thousands of people from all over the world flocked to San Giovanni Rotondo, the friary where he lived most of his priestly life, to seek his spiritual guidance and to confess their sins. Many reported that Padre Pio had the ability to read their hearts, reminding them of forgotten sins, urging them to repentance, and giving them peace through absolution. His reputation as a spiritual father grew so large that San Giovanni Rotondo became a center of pilgrimage even during his lifetime. Despite his fame, Padre Pio lived a life of humility, obedience, and suffering. He bore physical illness, spiritual attacks, and even misunderstandings from church authorities who at times restricted his ministry. Yet he always submitted himself to the Church with patience and trust. He once said, "I want to be only a poor friar who prays, pray, hope, and don't worrying. Worrying is useless. God is merciful and will hear your prayer." Padre Pio also cared deeply for the sick and suffering. Through his efforts, the House for the Relief of Suffering, a large hospital, was opened in 1956. This institution combined modern medical care with Christian compassion, and it remains one of the most advanced hospitals in southern Italy. Padre Pio's vision was not only to heal the body, but also to bring peace to the soul. After a lifetime of prayer, sacrifice, and service, Padre Pio died on September 23, 1968. At the age of 81, his last words were simple and loving: Jesus, Mary. He was canonized by Pope St. John Paul II on June 16, 2002, and is today venerated around the world as a saint of the confessional, a healer of souls, and a powerful intercessor in heaven. Lessons from his life: 1. Union with Christ through suffering. Padre Pio's stigmata and illnesses teach us that suffering, when united to Christ, can become redemptive for others. 2. The power of prayer. His motto, "Pray, hope, and don't worrying," is a call to trust God in all circumstances. 3. Compassion for the broken. His long hours in the confessional and his hospital for the sick show that holiness is lived out in service to others. 4. Humility and obedience. Despite fame and mystical gifts, he remained a humble friar, always obedient to the Church. 5. Holiness is for everyone. Padre Pio reminds us that even in ordinary life, through faithfulness to prayer and charity, we can grow in holiness? A question for meditation. Padre Pio lived by the words, pray, hope, and don't worry. In my own life, where do I allow fear and anxiety to control me, and how can I entrust those areas more fully to the Lord in prayer and trust as Padre Pio did?